Hey gaming fans, so today I have a new kind of little series I want to do on kind of like dead card games. And what I mean by that is the card games that have kind of came and went. You know, they've probably had a few sets that come out and then they kind of left. So I want to start with Harry Potter. Now this is a game that I've talked about on my other channel that I have, my other YouTube channel called Brian's Man Cave. And I did a video on this a couple of years back, and I thought it'd be fun to do another video on this game because it is a fun game. It's an easy game to learn if you're looking for a simple, fun game. Now, unfortunately, it hasn't been in print for a while. It kind of left the scene. It was owned by Wizards of the Coast, the people that made Magic, and obviously used the Harry Potter theme. But it's a really cool, it's a really interesting, fun game. It doesn't take a lot to set up, and the thing that's cool about this game is it doesn't require any counters, markers, life counters, tokens, none of that stuff. Everything is confined within the deck. So, and what I've done here is I've kind of shown you all the different types of colors, like typical card games like Pokemon, Magic, where they have like resources. Like in Magic you would have lands, and Pokemon you have energies. So in Harry Potter you have lessons. So I'm just going to kind of go over a little bit of what's going on here. So you got the creature lessons, you got the charms, you got the transfiguration, which is like a spell, Quidditch, which was kind of a later thing that came out, and potions. And each of them kind of has their own special strengths. Just like if you've played Magic, each color has their own thing. So charms is all about the spells, this is all about creatures, it's all about spells and creatures. This is about like a lot of damage, and so is this. Potions also has a lot of healing. Anyways, let's take these away. I'm going to run through the basics of this game, just to kind of give you an idea what's going on. So you start off, everybody always starts off with a wizard. So you pick a wizard, and the cool thing about these wizard cards is you can also play them in your deck. So I have Harry Potter here in the deck, and you can make it your starting wizard if you want. But for this deck, I've decided on Draco Malfoy. If I said that right, Draco Malfoy. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, but I like the game. I got into the game. But anyways, yeah, so, you know, you choose your starting character. This is always going to be your character. It has a special ability which you can use throughout the game. And then that's it. You have your deck. It's full of these lesson cards, what they call lessons. And if you've played Magic, it's just like lands in Magic. They generate so much. Now the difference between this and Magic is in Magic you have to use the energy or use the mana to get the, you know, you have to tap the card and you get to use it once. In this game it doesn't work that way. You have 3 or 4 in play. You get to play cards that cost 3, 2, 1, doesn't matter. You could play 2 of them together. Because this game works with actions. So pretty much on your turn, you get 2 actions. So you can play a lesson card, which like in Magic is a land, or in Pokemon is an energy. But you get 2 actions, so you could use your first action to play one. You could use your second action to play another one. And then your turn is done, and then it goes to your opponent's turn. So what this means here is now you have the charm and the care of the magical creatures, which means you can cast any card for 2 as long as you have one of the colors. So let's get to a card. So this is a creature. It's got a paw up there. It's got that 4. So that means you have to have 4 lessons in play and at least 1 paw. You don't have to have 4 paws. You just have to have at least 1 paw and 3 other lessons, and you can play a creature. Unlike the spells, it's the same idea, I should say. The spells, like this one's got the 4 in the corner there, the heart. So as long as you have 1 heart in play and 3 other lessons, it could be any color, you get to play this card. And you have 2 actions each turn. So on your turn, you can either play a lesson card, or you can play a spell card, or you can play a creature card, or there is another card called an adventure card, which I can get to in a second. This one here, which takes up 2 actions. So all your adventure cards require you to pretty much use your entire turn to play this card down, has an effect that says, well, for this one, for instance, it says your opponent cannot play spell cards, which can really, ruin your opponent. But to solve it, they just have to discard 6 cards from their hand, and then, as a reward, if they do that, they get to draw a card. So, to kill your opponent in this game, the damage comes from your deck. So every time you take damage, say this is your deck, if I take 3 damage, I flip 3 cards off the top of my deck. And that's my damage. When the deck runs out, you're dead. So this game is all about deck out. And that's pretty much it. There's no life counters, there's no life totals. That's it. The creatures, though, they do have a kind of like a power and a toughness if you played other card games. So this guy does 2 damage and he has 5 health. Which means if I do 5 damage to this creature in one turn, he's dead. He goes to the discard pile. Otherwise, during my opponent, or if I'm the player with the creature, during my turn, at the beginning of my turn, he automatically deals 2 damage to the opponent. And that's it. You put your creature in play, it sits there, each turn it deals damage to your opponent. There's no attacking, there's no blocking, there's none of that stuff in this game. It's very easy. The other cards they have are items, which are pretty cool. It's kind of like a enchantment, or in Yu-Gi-Oh! You'd have like a continuous spell card. You pay the cost, which would be, in this case, 2, as long as you have 1 heart. This is an item, so it goes into the field, and it sits there, and this one provides 1 heart, so each turn you now, if say you only had these 2 lessons in play, now you have a total of 3. And then you could do whatever it says during your turn. Some will make you use up an action, which you have 2 of. So this one says you may use an action to discard this card from play to draw 3 cards. So basically you just put it down there, and whenever you want, if you just don't need this card anymore, just discard it, draw 3 cards. Now the downside is, unlike with other card games, say with Yu-Gi-Oh!, you want to draw cards. In Magic, you want to draw cards. In this game, drawing cards actually hurts you. So you got to be careful when you're drawing cards, because if you draw too many cards, you actually are damaging yourself. In fact, there is a card in this, I don't think it's in this deck, it might be actually in this deck, but there is a card that says your opponent discards their hand, and then they can draw any number of cards. Now, normally in a card game, you wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't want to let your opponent draw as many cards as they want. This is the one here. It says right there, if your opponent discards his or her hand, then they may draw any number of cards. So now they can draw like their entire deck if they want to. Now, if they do that, they better be able to kill you, or else they're going to die when they can't draw a card. But you'll see that this costs 7, so it does take a few turns to get this set up. But some of these characters actually provide resources, and you can also end up playing certain characters in your deck, like I said, that could provide resources. So it's really a easy deck to play, or easy game to play. It's simple, it's fun. If you're just starting out in card games, or if you want to teach a little kid or somebody how to play a card game, I would suggest this one. Now the problem is it's not in print anymore, so you'd have to find like someone who's actually selling these cards. Maybe you can find a retailer who still has old stock. And I do think there is like online communities out there that do play this game still. Probably even make new cards like proxies and stuff like that. So you might want to check it out. But anyways, yeah, I might talk a little bit more about this if there's interest in this. Maybe I'll go over some of the decks that I've designed. I actually used to play this in like local tournaments, and I had a pretty good run with one deck that I played all the time. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this game. Anyways, yeah, this is the Harry Potter trading card game. It's such a shame that it kind of went away. I don't know why Wizards of the Coast decided to get rid of it. Perhaps maybe they just wanted to focus more on Magic the Gathering. I don't know. But they had a bunch of games like Battletech and a few other games that came and went. They had Pokemon. They had a lot of different card games at the time. So I guess they had to become selective on what they wanted to focus on. Anyways, hope you liked the video. This is just a fun, I decided to do this video because I was playing it today with my daughter, and I was having a lot of fun reminiscing this game and playing it again. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think. If you want me to do more videos like this one, I will. I have a ton of other card games I'd like to talk about, and maybe even explore this one a few times. Hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.